well, Bliss is out of Power now. She's been cleared for an in-ring return. Paige out of Power. Shane did specify she's not going anywhere, so we'll probably see her in a new role. But it makes sense for the Power back, and it wasn't an overwhelming thing. It wasn't like the McMahons were overwhelming the show with their presence, which is exactly really the way I want it to be.
Short of the Corbin beatdown, everybody made an appearance. It was like, oh, by the way.
And that was just fun. And I heard people complaining about that. They're like, this isn't supposed to make up for months of bad TV. It was a fun segment. God.
And that's exactly it. I think this might actually be a smart move. It really, really needed to change something because viewership was just down, down, down. This past week,
gotta go up, up, up.
Both Raw and SmackDown were up over 16%.
Yeah, well, watch them about to go back down because it's fucking Christmas.
Well, I don't know. Because people probably are interested in the spoiler that WWE dropped.
Oh, and shout out to Tama Tonga for defending the taping of the holiday episodes. Yeah, how dare they make wrestlers spend time with their families for Christmas?
They did it last year too, because it was...
They did, and people were complaining about that. And then, of course, people were like, back in the day, we all had to work Christmas. Well, you know what? This ain't back in the day anymore. Things have changed.
But also, back in the day, every Raw was pre-taped.
Yeah, that's true, too.
Well, sorry. 2 out of 3 Raws were pre-taped.
Plus, I don't think that was a big... Plus, if I remember correctly, that was a big failure for ratings. Because they just don't do that well for those shows, for the ratings.
Yeah. And then, speaking of the whole spoiler thing that WWE dropped, here's the deal. I saw tons of people bitch about that, too. Listen, they recorded 3 hours of Raw after Raw this week. People are going to put it on the internet because people can't keep their mouths shut.
Nope.
So, why not WWE do it on their terms?
That's actually how they break a lot of that news. Like NXT, if something happens at a big NXT taping, they break the news because it's going to get out there anyway, so they're going to do it on their own terms.
Right. So they give you the option to click the article. They'll tell you there's a title change, but they won't tell you which or what.
Yep.
And that's your choice if you want to click that article. You don't want to know? Don't click it.
I remember when WWE.com had the SmackDown spoiler, where early on Wednesday there was a video with Michael Cole and he told you what fucking happened at the SmackDown taping the night before.
You had the option.
Yeah. And it was no different than the thing that they sent to my phone at the taping. I was like, oh, okay. And I went and clicked it because I wanted to know.
Hey, speaking of people on SmackDown, Mustafa Ali is now officially a SmackDown guy.
Yes.
Imagine after having a great match with the world champion.
And he pinned the world champion on this week's show.
Yes. And it was a really, really good tag match.
The best part was I saw a thing with Kurt Angle where they're like, did this remind you of your encounter with John Cena? And he said it was perfect. He's like, here comes this young upstart. He's facing the veteran heel champion. He takes the veteran to his limit, and the veteran wins. He just kind of scrapes by. He's like, that's exactly how they did it with me and Cena. He's like, and I thought it was brilliant.
Cena, the veteran heel champion.
Now he is.
Well,
he's not. Well, he's still a veteran.
He is. He is.
Getting more
and
boos
he'll always
cheers.
be heel. He'll always be heel. So, I'm looking forward to seeing a lot more Mustafa Ali. I think he's tremendously talented. He's one of those guys that I want to see a lot more of as far as 205 guys getting more exposure and mixing it up with heavyweight guys and getting different opportunities instead of just being a cruiserweight.
Well,
I think they should have the option.
About that, there are rumors that the reason why the Smack is because their bigger stars are being moved to the main shows because 205 is closing.
Yeah, and I've heard that. I have heard that too. Yeah.
So a lot of the guys are starting to make here and there. What's his name? Drew Gulak. He makes appearances on Raw.
Drew Gulak is freaking awesome, and anybody who doesn't think Drew Gulak is one of the greatest things ever in wrestling just shouldn't be watching wrestling.
But the other thing about Ali is the current running thought is he's in for a major main event push.
Good.
Which will be very different to what he experienced on 205 because he always would reach that top part and just not quite get there.
Well, supposedly, Finn Balor is in line for a big main event push. Finally.
I heard that.
But I will believe that when I see it.
I agree.
Because I for some reason, they always seem to have some issue with him that makes no sense to me.
He's too small.
Oh, F off. Brian's actually small.
You gave the title to Ray.
By the way, I got to give kudos to the fans. There were no yes chants at all. Brian actually did kill that yes movement, and he can bring it back at any time.
Now, if only they could kill the freaking wall.
God. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody who thinks fucking die.
It's 18 years old. Or older. It needs
and
to
the
go.
the guy who started it retired in 2003.
Even he knows it needs to go.
I'm salty he didn't.
Anymore.
I'm salty he didn't apologize during his Hall of Fame. He should have apologized.
I'm sorry, guys.
Sorry about this. What?
I'm sorry I started the whole what thing. God damn it. Yeah, well, maybe people should stop yelling woo when there's a chop. That guy retired even longer ago. That guy retired in 08.
That one doesn't bother me so much because the chop is, that's like a paying honor kind of thing. It's the what chance they just chant it when they want to. Same thing with the CM Punk thing. I get why they do it, but that also needs to be done.
Yeah. I'm sorry, he's not coming back.
Hey, I mean, at least to most credit, the last couple of times there has been a CM Punk chant, it's been at something that really was garbage. So they were doing that just to remind WWE of how much Punk reminded them that they. But I've also heard them chant it at stuff that didn't deserve it. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Cool news for Sarah Logan. She got married to Raymond, and they had a Viking wedding,
which is awesome.
Oh, the pictures were badass. I have a Viking wedding.
I've always said that when I kick the bucket, I want a Viking funeral.
And in case you didn't realize that Sarah Logan was in fact from Kentucky, she got a flamethrower as an early Christmas present.
Oh yes, and the pictures that she put up on Instagram were...
That's like pure bliss.
Oh.
And I don't mean Alexa. I mean,
I think the inner kid inside me is just like, please give me one of those. I like playing with fire.
Flamethrower. I've never fired a flamethrower before, but
I've also never gotten to fire a flamethrower. I fired plenty of different other types of weapons, but never a flamethrower.
A potato gun, which technically throws flames.
Oh, in the chat, Matt Hardman pointed out that the "you fucked up" chant can stick around.
Yeah,
that should never go away though. That was what was that? God, what was his name? JT Smith started that in ECW.
Yes,
because he intentionally fucked up.
Because he kept almost dying.
Yeah, because his gimmick was that he was clumsy, so he would fuck up all the time, and people would chant it, and then so whenever anybody actually fucked up, they got the chant.
Like when JT Smith tried to do a dive on Mike Awesome and totally missed him, but hit his head right on the guardrail.
Oh, dear God!
Imagine if that chant was prominent after Sid jumped off the middle rope.
Oh, no.
As he just sitting there with his leg rubbery. You fucked up.
He's got two knees on that leg.
Except he didn't fuck up. Oh.
I mean, he kind of did.
Not really. I mean, you land. Snaps.
Landed wrong.
It's not necessarily your fault. Oh.
Snap.
That still makes my stomach turn.
It's such a cringe
when
injury.
the boot just folds over.
It's a cringery.
Oh.
It is a cringery.
That's one of those ones that goes up there as like worst things I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, it's so bad.
So it's worse than Theismann. Because at least Theismann's wearing his gear, his football gear.
It was that one, the Anderson Silva break, and the during the World Series, the foul ball off the shin that folded his leg backwards.
Ooh.
Or was the ALDS? It was one of the two. One of the.
I don't think I've seen that. I don't know if I want to.
It was just. Ooh.
I've seen the basketball game where his leg is just completely twisted at a different angle.
Yeah, and I've even seen like Randall Cunningham when he got his knee bent back 90 degrees the wrong way. I don't even think that leveled up to the three of the ones that I just mentioned.
Gruesome injuries, yeah. They do happen.
Yes, they do.
And they happen more when you're careless, Nia Jax.
Face breaker.
Just saying. Mike Underwood, does he got to go, or did he get Pokemon Go? I got Go.
I'm guessing it means he had to leave. That's
okay,
why I
well,
said bye.
Still shout out for listening live. Two more quick pieces of news from WWE. Johnny Gargano will be doing the Evolve thing now. January 18th and 19th.
He wanted to go, or he was asked to go back where he basically made a name for himself, and he's all for it.
Oh yeah.
Well, he was the Dragon Gate USA champion for longer than Punk was champion, I think, during the same time.
In fact, on the 19th, he'll have a non-title match there with Austin Theory.
That's a cool name, by the way, Austin Theory.
This is my Austin Theory, what?
That'll probably be a pretty badass match.
See, I was actually thinking Austin Aries, but I like where you went better.
What? my Austin Theory is he's an asshole.
Stone Cold Steve Austin Aries. What's your Stone Cold Steve Austin theory? That he should have killed the what chance? He should have apologized.
He should have apologized during his Hall of Fame. But no, he was more worried about his jacket button fucking up. They say you're gonna love the way you look, what?
Welcome to the Men's Warehouse. What? Oh God!
I said
Look
Men's
at my
Warehouse.
Rolex.
So first, he measured my waist. What?
Really cool potential return news. Rob Van Dam says he's going to do some wrestling stuff in 2019. Y'all know I'm a big RVD fan.
Yeah, somebody hit him up on Twitter and was like, I haven't seen you perform in years. Where the hell? Well?
Did he have a big injury or something that he just did, or he had a surgery this year or something? And that's why he missed almost this entire year.
I've heard of him just saying that he wanted to spend time away from the business.
No, he learned that there's 10 states where it's legal now, so he went on a tour.
Hey, Jersey and PA could be next. Both governors at the same time pretty much announced that they were going to take a long, hard look at it. And I'm not really surprised that our governor announced it almost immediately after Jersey's did, because that's what Pennsylvania does. They do what New Jersey does. If basically. New Jersey and New York... Oh, because Cuomo or whoever, is that how you pronounce his name? The New York governor, he said the same. And Pennsylvania likes to do that. They like to see what Jersey and New York are doing, and then they kind of follow suit.
Yeah.
Oh, well, if your guys are doing it...
Well, everybody's doing it, picking their nose and chewing it.